Content creators complain just to ruin the game the same damn way they ruined Apex.
At no point in this video do I want to come off as rude, but I just want to say that right now, just in case my diction is a little off and comes off as condescending at any point during this video. With that there being stated, let's not act like Apex was ruined by the fact that they...
Fun fact, Apex just had a season just like Overwatch where they dug in and they tried to fix a lot of core issues.
From Kuwait.
And as of today, like this morning, Season 15 launched in Apex, and they broke their highest concurrent player peak by almost 100,000 on Steam. So, I'm just saying really fast, I don't think Apex was ruined in any way. Some people think it was because it died off for a little bit, but just like any free-to-play game, it can make it come back very quickly.
They started price gouging their skins and coming out with mythic/heirloom skins. I don't know what they call them in that game.
True.
Because I stopped playing a while ago. Because it was more so they were listening to the pros' feedback instead of the general players, such as removing the self-revive from the gold knockdown.
I actually use this as an example. It was one of the few things I was like, wow, that really killed fun for like casual players. But in high-level play, okay, really fast, for those who don't know, because I play a little bit of Apex. Gold knockdown shield in Apex was, so like, if you got knocked down, you could self-revive. You didn't have to need a teammate to revive you. But if everyone went down, you still had a gold knockdown, you wouldn't just lose. Like, you could still have a chance to revive, right? And so what happened in high ranks was everyone would have gold knockdown shields, circles closes, and literally closes like all the way. What happened is like, you'd have like 3 or 4 people that are like crawling, like using their gold shield. And then you'd have players, like 1 or 2 people fighting at the last second, like literally the circle's this big. And the circle would close, one would win, right? One would win the gunfight, they'd go down or they'd die. But then there was 3 or 4 little fuckers that are climbing forward using the gold knockdown. And because the ring goes boom and closes all the way, if the person who was alive and like standing didn't have the gold knockdown shield, they would lose most games because, one, it would go to RNG. Whoever had the most amount of health as they were knocked down would win. And 2, you would end up getting like 3rd, 4th place, even if you're the last one alive, because you couldn't finish the people that were down. So the people that were down had a health bar, right? And so if you were just like took a bunch of damage because you won the fight, you have to finish all of these players that are like 1 HP and they all have 800 HP shields and you can't get behind them because the ring is closed and it's this big. And like the ring finishes closing and the guy who won the gunfight dies because he doesn't have a gold knockdown. They lose the game. Somebody who was like 4th place and just was crawling around along the ground with gold knockdown would win the game just because they had gold knockdown. It was terrible. It was really, 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 really bad. It was not even remotely competitive. It was straight up luck and bull. So they got rid of it and they reworked it. But all of the casual players loved self-res because as a casual player, you didn't have to worry about your random, TTT wraith, running around the map not to come res you. You could just res yourself. It was cool. It was fun. It was a nice player quality of life thing to have. But in pro play, it was bad. And what they did actually originally was they took gold knockdown completely out of pro play. They just removed it from the game. And then they reworked it later. So I'm curious to see what he says.
Shield and, oh yeah, removing the 1 shot from the sniper. So yes, pros...
was that the Kraber or regular snipers? I don't know.
Definitely did ruin Apex, and if you want to argue otherwise, please elaborate against those points that I just...
See, I don't know if I would say they ruined it, though. It was the Kraber? Okay, so the Kraber... So here's how the Kraber works in Apex, is you have these extremely talented mechanical players that could just, like, they watch fights, like, everyone's holding zones, like, nobody pushes each other, you're playing really slow, and you're just looking around, and you're watching fights happen, and so you see 2 people, like, 2 squads fighting, and you see someone who's like behind a rock that's beaming somebody, boom, 1 shot. Like Widowmaker, they fall over and they just die, and you just lost the game because somebody halfway across the map griefed you with a Kraber, right? And they would have 16, was it 12 or 16 shots? They'd have enough shots though that they could just kind of pump them out over time and fuck everybody up, And so it was really, really bad. Like, I wouldn't say gold knockdown was definitely worse. Like, Kraber at least took some relevant skill and was exciting. But like, you could get griefed very easily and it wasn't fun. So
however, to act like there is nobody in the game that counters Widowmaker is absurd. You ready? I'm gonna go through the entire cast and show you who I believe counters her.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
And why. Diva, Doomfist, Ramatra, Reinhardt, Sigma, Winston, and Wrecking Ball.
Sure. No. Absolutely not. Yes. What was the last one?
Is absurd.
Winston?
You ready? I'm gonna go through the entire cast and show you who I believe counters her and why. Diva.
As someone who has played in ALGS, we wanted the Kraber removed from comp and maybe at max in ranked. Not a single pro asked for it to be removed from any other mode. A good Kraber shot could literally destroy the whole team. The gold knockdown was unfair in all modes, and not accepting it was low elo copium. That's actually thank you for the insight. That's actually very, very good insight. I don't know. I honestly, the Kraber part one, I'm not as educated on. I just know how the Kraber was defining games. But the gold knockdown was just insane. So thank you for the input. Appreciate that.
Doomfist, Ramatra, Reinhardt, Sigma, Winston, and Wrecking.
Oh yeah, Winston. Yeah, Winston's good against Widow as well. But map design makes it so you can't even make it there. Like Havana, you can't even make it to the Widow.
Defense Matrix from Diva. Doomfist is a dive. Ramatra has a shield that can completely cut off Widow's line of sight.
No.
Reinhardt has a shield which completely cuts off lines of sight.
No.
Sigma has a shield which can be placed to completely cut off Widow's line of sight. Winston is a dive who also has a shield.
Yes, but some maps you can't make it.
Which can completely cut off Widow's line of sight. And Wrecking Ball can't be headshot in ball form to get over
yes.
to her.
Yes,
Genji,
I'll give you that
Mei,
one.
Sombra.
Wait, hold on, what?
In ball form to get over to her. Genji, Mei. Sombra.
I'll give you.
Tracer, Widowmaker. Genji has Reflect. Mei has Ice Wall and Ice Cube.
Don't ever cook again.
Sombra can literally go invisible and get behind the Widowmaker, disrupting her. Tracer can teleport to get behind the Widow and disrupt her. And of course, Widowmaker, it's just a character off. That's, Ryan counters Ryan, all that sort of thing.
Ryan counters Ryan.
Even with supports, you have Bat, Brig, Moira, and
Bat, Brig, Moira,
Kiriko. Well,
Moira and
Moira
Kiriko.
are a bit iffy, but I'll go into that in a second. Bat has
Moira and Kiriko are iffy. Kiriko's probably the best one you could pick. Small hitbox, really moves back and forth, like the movement of it is really hard to hit. 120 headshot across the map, like no fall off damage. Are you...
an immortality field if you don't want to use a tank with a Kiriko. Well, Kiriko and Moira are a bit iffy, but I'll go into that in a second. Bap has an immortality field if you don't want to use a tank with a shield, which is only about half of them.
Yeah, throw your 25-second immortality field so you can peek out and fight a Widow. What happens when the Widow goes back behind cover for 4 seconds? Let me know how that works out.
Brig has a shield.
They have a Widow across the map. Guys, how do we deal with it? I will do it. Brig. Oh, my shield only has 300 HP and it's already broken? I'm a melee character. Hello?
Kiriko has the immortality Senzu, and
Senzu. Senzu beans, dude. No, that's not why she's... Here, Suzu lasts for 1 second. 1 fucking second. It's the fucking kunais with no fall-off range across the map. Holy shit, never cook again!
Moira can teleport behind back lines or send out a damage ball, which will, of course, disrupt her and push her out of her position.
Oh my god. This guy just said go Moira and go on the flank and you can go deal with Widow. Bro. Never, ever, ever cook again.
To say there is no counterplay against Widow is absolutely absurd because what I just lifted off was over 2/3 of the tank.
No, you listed off some bullshit.
About a 1/5 of the damage.
The fact that you didn't even put Ana on this. Ana actually is one of the probably decent ones. You can literally 2-shot Widow. What is he reading? The script probably.
And 3 out of the 8 supports. Listen.
He's probably reading off the character list.
As someone who used to love this game, being a top 500 does not make you better than anyone else. It might
You want to test that theory at your earliest convenience? Because I'm going to tell you right now. There's a reason why it's a leaderboard of the top 500 players. Silver ain't in there, buddy.
As someone who used to love this game, being a top 500 does not make you better than anyone else. It might mean
that is actually what it is.
Mean that you have more skill. I don't know if you run this with friends. I don't know. It does not make you better than anyone else. It might mean that you have more skill. I don't know if you run this with friends. I don't know.
You're so off. You don't even understand. In GM Plus, you can't more than duo queue. So you're not playing with friends. Your skill level is actually so high and so above what the Overwatch team can account for. This actually happens quite often. Pros especially are so good at breaking this game that we aren't allowed to play together in stacks. Like top 500 GM creators, streamers, pro players, nobody. We cannot more than duo queue because anything larger than duo queues breaks the ranking system because that's how strong we can make. We had this meta called GOATs for a while, in which games were won and lost off a single cooldown usage. That's how good people got at running this comp. So not only that, you didn't understand that we actually can't play together. So far out of left field at this point.
It might mean that you have more skill. I don't know if you run this with friends. I don't know what top 500 do because I honestly don't care. But I can tell.
So let me just explain that you're not better. You don't know. You're not anything else. But I don't understand what you're doing at all. Bro, that's like going to a rocket scientist and going, you ain't shit, bro. You're not that smart. You're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, yeah, bro. I have the whole Wendy's menu memorized. I know how to make everything on that. You don't know how, right? The guy's like, no, I actually don't know how to make anything at Wendy's. Yeah, that's right. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, because they don't work at Wendy's. They build rockets, bro. Hello?
Tell you what top 500 players do in basically every other game where the pros have a bigger say than the rest.
Top 500 isn't pro though.
Community. They ruin it.
Content
Top 500 isn't pro though. So like it's so wrong. It's not even funny. It's legitimately not even funny. That was actually one of the I gotta read the comments. If your tank dives a Widow and the other tank isn't waiting for you to get back, they are running through your team. Okay, true. Why are you defending Widow, though she ain't it, bro? Wrong movement to the counter picks you mentioned, it's over. Don't forget they got a whole team in front. And if you look with the teleport, mechanically Reaper as well, but he's a lot louder and slower. Holy sh! Where did I'm on the wrong side of TikTok right now. This is what happens when I don't do TikToks for a while, huh? You guys just start running wild and regressing?